Gary, welcome, big warm welcome to Cheltenham Town. You've experienced probably just about everything in your managerial career. I think over 800 games as a manager. But have you ever been thrust into a situation quite like this one, with 7 games to go?
Not with 7 games to go, no. I mean, this is a very unusual situation. But it was one where a decision had to be made. You know, I was asked, could I help? And I've said previously, I've always liked the club. You've always treated me well when I've come to games. You've always looked after the players when I've loaned them to you, to Cheltenham. And so I was comfortable. I had a look at the training ground, and it'd be nice to keep Cheltenham in the 2nd division. You know, that's really, really important because it's a club that should be in the Football League. So I said yes, I would help, and I'll do my best to get to that aim.
Yeah, and you mentioned you know the club quite well. You know the area very well, don't you? You've had great success in the southwest with the Oval and Bristol City. Yeah,
I like the area. You know, I'm not a million miles away from where my home is now, anyway. So it's sort of like a comfortable journey, and it's half-hour thinking time, sort of thing. I call it on the motorway. But yeah, I like the West Country. The clubs that have been successful have been in the West Country, and this will be big success as well if we can manage to keep Cheltenham out of trouble.
Yeah, I know you've watched the team play a couple of times recently, Portsmouth away and Exeter at home, and you've got a couple of days now to prepare for York away. How do you go about? You know, how do you start such a crucial job but such a quick job?
Well, that's it. I mean, you know, the first thing Russell said to me when I met him was, "We're that far away," and I've got to find out what it is that is that far away and try and put that into place, because you can be that far away, you could be that far away, but it's good that he feels that the team is that far away, because then, you know, an extra voice, an extra idea, a bit of experience coming into the squad, i.e. myself, may help make that bit even smaller, sort of thing. And is it luck, is it quality, what is it? And hopefully I can give something to shorten that gap with that far away.
Yeah, you obviously know of a lot of the players here. You'll have worked with some of them before. Do you think you've got a pretty good idea of what the squad is all about at the moment?
Yeah, I've got a good idea of the squad. You know, I've had an opportunity overnight. That's why I look my age at the moment. You know, just have a look at a few videos, look at a few players that I haven't really seen before. There's not many of them. You know, most of them I know, I certainly know of. Some of them have got a reputation for certain things, some good, some bad. But everybody starts with a clean sheet. You know, when a new manager comes in, and I've just got to pick, along with the staff, we've got to pick the best team to win the next football match. That's what we've got to try and do. And then you've got to motivate them, make sure they understand how important it is, because they all know that the club might be going out of the league, but for those that haven't been here long, we've got to make sure it matters to them. And you know, obviously Russell was doing the same, and the managers before that. But you know, we are at the business end now, and this is 7 playoff games, and you have to treat it as such, because every game you've got to go out to win.
Yeah, playoffs something you've got a pretty good record in yourself with in the past, and you've had 6 promotions, I think, in your career at various different clubs. So taking a club like the Oval into the Championship, I mean, that is some achievement, and some people would say there's not that much of a difference in size between Cheltenham and the Oval, really.
No, there's no difference in size. It's just mentality. You know, you've got to believe that you can get to the Championship. You've got to have a group of people that believe that you can get to the Championship. You have got to have luck with your injuries, and you know, because obviously teams like Cheltenham and the Oval are only going to have small squads. You've got to try and keep your best players A, fit, and B, at the club and under contract, otherwise you lose them later on. And Cheltenham and the Oval have both unfortunately had to be selling clubs, so you can never keep the same team year after year and build. But we was lucky enough to be able to do that once at the Oval, and that was why we ended up getting into that Championship. We got relegated, but we had a great season, and it was on a budget that was a million miles short of everyone else in the league.
Yeah, something you're used to working with financial constraints, aren't you? You've probably been often been battling against far bigger clubs, and that's what Cheltenham have faced in League Two and League One.
Yeah, but I understand that. Some clubs have got that situation, and I have found myself at clubs that you need to get value for money, let's say. So that's why that's important. You've got to pick the right players, players that you can trust, teammates you can rely on, I call it. And you've got to have those, bring those players in when you get that opportunity. We haven't got that opportunity in these 7 games, but the type of players that are stay relatively fit, they play regular. They're the ones that are value for money, and of course the ones that perform and make a difference. So that's what you've got to look for, and that's what I've got to look for within this squad that we've already got, because obviously we can't make any changes.
Yeah, and they don't come much bigger than York away to start with. Looking at the league table now, it's a huge one to start with, isn't it? Well,
that was the exciting part of taking on the job, really. That your first game is a cup final, and I've looked at the websites, and I know the supporters understand how important that York game is, and of course, first game in a new manager's tenure, you want to make sure that everything goes to plan. Now, there's still 6 games left after that, but this is a key game. Because it's 6 points, because it's against a rival at the bottom there, and we could drag them back towards us. But also the confidence it will give from the 2 or 3 days work that I'm going to be giving them, and hopefully that can take us into the game. And if you get a result or a good performance, then the belief starts coming into play, and you move on and get better.
Yeah, so you've got 7 games, you know exactly what everyone wants to achieve.
Yeah.
Do you think it would be right up there with things that you've achieved if you can get Cheltenham out of it?
Yeah, 100%. Because this is the next job to do that. This is the mission statement, is obviously to get out of the relegation zone and keep Cheltenham in the 2nd division. And if I didn't think there was a chance of doing that, then obviously, as I said, I wouldn't be sitting here now. If there wasn't a chance, I don't think the board of directors would have took that chance of bringing in another manager. And I think the big thing is, and the good thing is, although it's a 4th manager, the 3rd manager is still here. That's the important thing. And I made sure when we had the discussion, and the directors made sure with me, is that we kept the staff intact that have been here for the last 10, 12 games, and that was important to me, and it was also important to them.
Yeah, wish you well with it, Gary. Thanks
Appreciate
a lot for your time. Cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you.